Now, before we start talking about the fire safety equipment that we have here in Klein King, let's first go over some safety procedures that we have to take to make sure that everyone is safe as possible. If a fire ever happens, you need to tell your partner or someone around you to notify Mr. Pruitt or Mrs. Estrada or Mr. Robson immediately, and you need to find something to put out the fire, like a fire extinguisher or port wine, or do anything that's necessary to put out the fire. If you are by yourself, you need to yell out "fire" as loud as you can so others can hear you and they can hopefully see what's going on and they can notify Mr. Pruitt, Mr. Robinson, or Mrs. Estrada immediately. And you need to find something to put out the fire. Like I said earlier, a fire extinguisher, pour water on it, or do anything that's necessary to put out the fire. What you should not put on the fire is sawdust because sawdust can easily catch fire. And also, what you should not put on the fire either is the paint, because the paint may have some flammable chemicals or vapors that could cause a flashpoint or catch fire. In case you don't know what a flashpoint is when very flammable fumes the fire extinguishers. The purpose of the fire extinguisher is to put out a small open flame. How to use it is you pull the safety pin on top of the trigger and aim the black hose or any kind of color of hose that it has on it toward the base of the fire and pull the trigger. There are fire extinguishers on the left side of the house or house left, house right, and and there's also one upstage left by the cage or by the door that goes to the scenery shop. Okay, next we're going to talk about the fire sprinklers. You normally find these in commercial buildings, office buildings, schools, and sometimes in apartments. The purpose of these sprinklers is to put out some fires from the air. We don't have to worry about using these because these are automatic and they will automatically go off due to some certain temperatures during a fire. They are located in the shop, in the cage, and possibly in the house. I couldn't get a picture of it because I think they are behind the sheetrock in the house. It's too dark up there, so I couldn't get a picture. I'm sorry. So, let's continue. Some sprinkler heads have head guards, like the one shown on the third picture. You see, like where the red cage is, where the red arrow is pointing at it? That's called a head guard. The purpose of the head guard is to keep objects from hitting the head of the sprinkler. The one in the cage has one too. These sprinklers are very sensitive, and if one sprinkler goes off, the whole sprinkler system goes off, and that would not be good. So let's be careful with these, shall we? Okay, we have last but not least is the fire hose. The main purpose of this fire hose is to put out large flames from far away, like in the fly system, the house, the catwalk, even the fly rail, etc. Fire hoses are very dangerous and they are very powerful. While using this hose will require two or more people because fire hoses have a lot of power, like I said earlier, and if you try to do it by yourself, the hose could possibly fly out of your hand and hit somebody in the head. They can shoot water at distances up to 75 to 100 feet depending on its water pressure. The fire hose is located on mid-stage right, or on the right wing. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today.
In 2014, tech theater students attempted to loosen a knot in a school stairwell using a lighter. When the rope caught fire, the students panicked and ran and pulled the fire alarm, which called the fire department to the scene. Luckily, only one teacher was sent to the hospital, and the school was able to reopen the next day. The Coconut Grove nightclub fire happened in the year 1942. It was caused due to a coup and complete and utter disregard for both capacity limits and also lighting. Because of this, 492 lives were lost, which is 32 higher than the building's capacity limit. After this fire, flammable decorations were banned and exit signs were made required for all businesses. It was the second deadliest building fire in American history. The Iroquois caught fire on December 30th, 1903, and resulted in at least 602 deaths. The fire was caused by a short circuit in one of the lights catching a curtain on fire. The reason why so many people died was because of the theater's failure to provide exits, and the fact that they even locked most of the exit doors. And not only that, there was even unfinished fire exits that had still yet to be constructed. This fire led to many new laws and rulings being put into place when it comes to the safety of theaters and buildings like it.